to present report of this conference. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. I hope the screen is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So, good afternoon, one and all. The report on the SHODH 2022, that is the Conference for Doctoral Students, on the theme that is Multidisciplinary Approach to Research, Emerging Paradigm. It was inaugurated by Dr. Ashok Joshi, Director General. One second. Let me minimize this. Dr. Ashok Joshi, Director General, Indian Institute of Cost and Management Studies and Research, Pune, on March 26 at 11 a.m. with lighting of the Holy Lamp. Dr. Santosh Dhar, conference convener, briefed about the conference and highlighted that traditional pedagogy needs a change and interdisciplinary curriculum needs to be embedded in the current curriculum. Further, she said, the aim of the conference is to provide a platform to the researchers to disseminate and share their research findings. The welcome address was given by Dr. Upinder Dhar, Vice Chancellor, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. He elaborated that show this focused on research scholars to enhance the quality of research and is held every year. This year, the conference theme is in line with the NEP 2020 policy, which also emphasized on multidisciplinary approach. He also stated that management today in any setup also focuses on multidisciplinary approach and expects employees to have orientation towards this approach. Dr. Ashok Joshi, the chief guest, stated that in social sciences, all the problems need to be evaluated from different perspectives as it helps in policy formulation. Dr. Joshi emphasized to take up research projects as various platforms that are available and are facilitated by the Government of India to produce qualitative research. In the inaugural ceremony, Saransh 2022 Conference Souvenir and the book on multidisciplinary approach to research, Emerging Paradigms, was released by the chief guest. Word of thanks was proposed by Shri Kamal Narayan Buradia ji, Honorary Secretary, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Trust. The Master of Ceremony was Mr. Bhavesh Joshi. Best PhD Thesis competition was held on March 25th, 2022. The expert panel was constituted of Dr. P.K. Chugan, Professor retired Nirma University, Dr. Jitendra Kumar Mishra, Director, Max Institute of Management and Entrepreneurship, Bangalore, and Dr. Rajesh Kumar Jain, Professor, Institute of Management, Nirma University, Ahmedabad. Total 5 PhD theses were presented from various renowned institutions and universities like IIT Roorkee, Vishwesvaraya Technological University, Karnataka, Sabarmati University, Ahmedabad, Ganpat University, and National Insurance Academy, University of Pune. Total 7 different tracks comprising of 2 concurrent sessions on management, social science and humanities, 3 concurrent sessions on applied sciences, and 2 concurrent sessions on computer science and information technology were held today. The first concurrent session was chaired by Dr. Raj Singh Antil, Joint Director, Sri Vishwakarma Skill University, Haryana, and Dr. Pankaj Trivedi, Professor and Area Chair Finance, KG Somaiya Institute of Management, Mumbai. Total 8 papers were presented based on HR analytics, financial risk tolerance, compulsive buying behavior, sensory branding, social media marketing in relationship building, and counterfeit branded products. The second concurrent session was chaired by Dr. Rajiv Lochan Bharadwaj, Professor, Agra University, and Dr. Sanjay Kumar Singh, Professor, Department of Humanities, O.P. Jindal University, Raigad. Total 11 papers were presented, highlighting awareness and utilization of SWAYAM courses, e-resources, employee well-being, career counseling, managerial creativity, social and economic, emotional learning, and ancient manuscript paintings. The third concurrent session was chaired by Dr. Komal Saini, Professor and Head, Department of Forensic Science, Punjabi University, Patiala, and Dr. Vijay Kumar, Professor, Department of Physics, Graphic Era Hill University, Dehradun, Uttarakhand. Total 10 papers were presented based on MDA metabolic cultivation and yield performance, spectrophotometric analysis, image processing techniques, forensic retrieval, and flood estimating forecastings. The fourth concurrent session was chaired by Dr. Vinod Chaudhary, Professor SRMIST Ghaziabad, and Dr. Chandrakant Khairnar, Professor MCTE Maho. Total 8 papers were presented based on glow discharge plasma, SAIR model, fuzzy metrics, quantum cellular automata, and wave communication systems. The fifth concurrent session was chaired by Dr. Ravi Mishra, Professor and Head of the Department, SIS TEC, Bhopal, and Dr. Anjana Jain, Professor SGS ITS, Indore. Total 10 papers were presented on various topics like VNet, NOMA, blockchain, digital supply chain implementation, machine learning algorithm, and digital supply chain barriers. The sixth concurrent session was chaired by Dr. Subhash Desai, Director, Computer Science Department, Sabarmati University, Ahmedabad, and Dr. Divakar Shukla, Professor Dr. Hari Singh Gaur, Central University, Sagar. Total 11 papers were presented highlighting data mining, classification techniques, mobile ad hoc network, CMOS and QCA technology, IoT, cloud computing, and barriers of SM adoption. The seventh concurrent session was chaired by Dr. Nityesh Bhatt, Professor, Institute of Management, Nirma University, and Dr. Sonal Jain, Professor, Institute of Engineering and Technology, JKLU, Jaipur. Total 11 papers were presented on cyber attack, network topologies, data mining techniques, smart contract, techniques for massive MIMO, security and privacy of mobile and wearable gadgets. The total registered delegates of the conference were 98, the received abstracts were 90, and the full papers were received were 78. The total papers presented in this 7 concurrent sessions were 68. That's all about the report of SHODH 2022. Thank you. And now over to you, Mr. Shubham Kothari.
Thank you, madam. Organizing this event has given us the opportunity to nourish our minds and fill ourselves with more and more knowledge and wisdom. For sharing some such experiences, we will have some of the delegates to give their feedback. For this, I would like to invite Mrs. Kusum Joshi, research scholar, to share her experience. Over to you, Kusum madam.
Thank you so much, sir. A very good afternoon to all the dignitaries, faculty members, research scholars present over here. I'm not able to start my video. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. Research work is an important and integral aspect in an academic setup, as it leads to overall progress and growth of scholars, institutions, and a nation. I would like to thank Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya Indore for organizing SHODH 2022 6th Annual Interdisciplinary Doctoral Conference and giving me the opportunity to participate in the conference. The conference provided a platform to the research scholars of various domains to share their experience and research findings that would be helpful for all. Hearing the valuable insights of Dr. VC sir and our keynote speaker, Dr. Ashok Joshi sir, was a great learning. The paper presented in the conference, the paper presented at the conference covered a wide range of topics and were quite informative and most valuable. It was a wonderful conference which brings together researchers all over India. I would like to appreciate and congratulate the organizing committee for the excellent organization and competence to conduct this conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Jitendra Managre, research scholar, to share his experience.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, respected faculty members, participants, and all the attendees. Myself, Jitendra Managre, and thanks for giving me opportunity to share the experience I also presented the paper in SHODH 2022, and it was very nice experience to attend the session and presenting a paper. There are many papers have been presented from various domains. All the presenters were very good in their ideas and research. During the presentation, very good suggestions, feedbacks, and valuable experience and feedback given by the session chairs. Our session chair was Dr. Ravi Misra sir and Anjana Jain madam from SGS ITS. So, to present. So and definitely their ideas will give motivation, and we will do good in future. Thank you again for giving me opportunity, and I congratulate to Sri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya to organize this type of event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Shiraz Husain, research scholar, to share his experience.
Thank you, sir. Thanks to the organizers to provide me time to share my views. I have been attending SHODH since last 3 years. People from different domains with different ideas shared their research work, ideas, and implementations. For me, the conference generated a lot of ideas about how to continue to expand my skills and proceed in my research domain. Being a scholar, I found SHODH as one of the best platforms for us. Overall, it is a good experience for me in SHODH. Thanks once again to the organizers of the event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The reward for work well done is the opportunity to do more. Here comes the much awaited moment as we are announcing winners for Best PhD Thesis Award and Best Paper Award. To announce the names of the winners, I would like to invite Honorable Vice Chancellor, SVV, Dr. Upinder sir. Sir, over to you.
SHODH is an annual feature, and we have been organizing SHODH for the benefit of PhD scholars for last many years. Now, I think first one was in 2018 or 2017. And based on the feedback, we have felt that every time research scholars were benefited by this conference, which is exclusively designed for the PhD scholars. The purpose is, one, to know where does one stand in his or her understanding about the research methods. The research method used by different researchers, because research method is the backbone of any research. Outcome is what may follow, but then ultimately how it has been done, how work has been done, that is very important. So that's why this conference is with the first objective of helping people to know where do they stand in terms of understanding. Secondly, also to learn from each other. And learn from each other not only about the subject, but also the pains and pleasures one experiences during this journey of doing doctoral work. And thirdly, one can network, have even long-lasting friendships through this platform. So I'm sure that SHODH 2022 has fulfilled these objectives. And as we know, it was declared, it was announced in the inaugural session itself that this year we have introduced the Best Thesis Award. Again, to see what can result into the best thesis. In any case, when we say good, better, best, we are comparing. So there is a comparison. So where does the work of one person stand in comparison to the expected standards? That's how it is decided. And again, it gives confidence to the researcher that he or she is on the right track. And those who don't, who are not adjudged as the best researchers, fine. It is not against them, but it gives them an opportunity to explore that where are they lacking, so that in future they improve upon the approach that they are having. So not keeping you waiting. So let me announce the names of the researchers who have been adjudged in various categories. First comes the best PhD thesis, and the name is Dr. Rinki Dahiya. She has worked on the title of her thesis was Impact of Organizational Trust and Forgiveness on Happiness of Employees. You see, as we can see from the title itself, the title is very contemporary. Currently, all over the world, people are working on such variables. On one hand, organizational trust, and on the other hand, forgiveness. Forgiveness is emerging as a very important variable that has an impact on human behavior at work. She has completed her PhD from IIT Roorkee, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, Department of Management Studies. And currently she is working as assistant professor at IIM Sirmaur, Himachal Pradesh. See, excellence emerges because as you all know, panelists didn't know where from the candidate is because names of the institutions were not disclosed. So ultimately, even when it was done blindly, that means without disclosing the name of the institution, IIT and IIM, both the credentials are with this candidate. She has emerged as the best thesis awardee. So therefore, we need to explore those who have not been able to receive it. Nothing against them, but then this is an opportunity to explore what better they could do. Where where is the scope? They need to identify the scope for making things better in future. Because thesis does not end, is not the end. PhD work is the first part. It is the first station. So one has a long way to go. PhD is not, many people unfortunately believe that PhD is the last destination, which is not true. PhD is the first destination. When you are on the road towards excellence, the first filling station is your PhD degree. Then you have to go a long way and keep on improving continuously. Continuous improvement is very important. Now, second category is best paper in management, social sciences and humanities category. Here, Miss Ashima Arora has been adjudged as having the author of the best paper, which was titled as India's export performance in infant wear apparel with European Union. And she is from Banasthali University. She has done her work from the Banasthali University, which is again a very well-known university and a very old university, which was established exclusively for girls in 1930s, one of the old and respected universities. And currently she is working as an assistant professor in the School of Design, Oro University, Surat, Gujarat. Now the next category is best paper in the category of applied science. Here it is Shiraz Husain, whose paper has been adjudged as the best. And his paper was entitled as Design of Fault Tolerant T flip-flop based on use checking scheme. She happens to be from Sri Vaishnava Vidyapith, Vishwavidyalaya. He happens to be from Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya. And as I would like to repeat, see, these were all not disclosed, so panelists didn't know who is from where. Then we had third category, that is best paper award in the category of computer science and information technology. So here we had a tie between two authors. One is, but then it has been decided to appreciate the work done by both authors of both the papers. So both are having the same level. It is not 1 and 2. Both are jointly sharing this best paper. One is the Jumanna Barwaniwala, and the title of the paper is IoT Middleware System for Smart Data Management in Manufacturing Industries. She happens to be registered with the Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya and is currently working as assistant professor in New GDC, Indore, Girls Degree College, Indore. And the another author is Gyanish Savita. And his title of the paper is a literature review based comparative analysis between CMOs and QCA technology in the context of existing full adder and multiplexer designs. Incidentally, this candidate also happens to be with Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya, doing PhD here and working as an assistant professor in Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit, Shri Vaishnav Institute of Information Technology. And both, as I said earlier, Jumanna and Gyanish, they jointly have been adjudged as best authors in this category. So these are the 4 categories: best PhD thesis, best paper in management, social sciences and humanities, best paper in applied science, and best paper in computer science and information technology. So I would like to congratulate all of them, but at the same time, don't be complacent. There is a long way to go. So best does not mean the end. We need to keep on making more efforts to take all what you are doing to the next orbit. That is necessary. So once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Once again, congratulations to all the winners. Let us have a glimpse of the conference book, Multidisciplinary Approach to Research, Emerging Paradigms, released in the inaugural ceremony by the chief guest, Dr. Kusum Joshi. Now I request Honorable Vice Chancellor, SHODH, Dr.
Is it the theme for the next year, or is this year's theme? You're on mute.
No, this is this year's theme, but the next year's theme we'll be releasing the brochure for the next year.
Okay.
Thank you. Now I request Honorable Vice Chancellor, SHODH, Dr. Rupinder Dhar, to release the brochure of SHODH 2023 next year. you, sir.
क्या थीम क्या है? हटा दिया एकदम से. What is the theme for next year?
शुभम एक बार
Okay.
दोबारा से शेयर करो.
Yes, sir. Okay.
खाली झलक दिखला जा ऐसे कर रहे हो. Keep it for some time so that people can read it. Otherwise क्या फायदा होगा? Emerging strategies in research, going beyond disciplinary boundaries. Okay.
On 25th March 2020. Thank you, sir. Now, I again invite Honorable Vice Chancellor, SHODH, Dr. Upinder Dhar, to give the concluding remarks.
You see, concluding remarks is only a formality, but the fact remains that with every conclusion, new beginning can be seen. New beginnings emerge. So we should, the announcement of next year's theme is deliberately done at the time of valedictory, so that we have sufficient time to prepare for it, write good research papers. So within the umbrella of that particular theme. That's why brochure and the theme for the next year is announced. That means 1 year ahead. So every researcher has 1 full year. As I said in the beginning, this is, as I said earlier, this conference is exclusively for the PhD scholars, so that they get a separate platform and sufficient time to share what they have done, what they are planning to do, how they have done it, why they have done what they have done. That, and they get the confidence in the whole process. They gain the confidence on what they are doing. So I'm sure that this year's conference was useful to all of you, and you would carry forward the learnings that you had. So learning has to be a continuous affair. So keep on learning. Everyone, irrespective of age, irrespective of position, one has to keep on learning. Those days are gone when we would say, okay, I have completed my education, so learning is over. It is not. Learning continues. So keep on learning, keep your minds open. And as I said earlier, PhD is not the last destination. This is in fact the first destination. So you have to learn and keep on learning and keep on doing work. That is what is important. Keep on contributing. And now, as we know, our national education policy also emphasizes on multidisciplinary approach. And on one side, also how social development happens, how society gains from your research. This work, your research, should lead to the improvement and enhancement in the quality of life. If it is not simply, if it is simply culminating into the award of a degree to the candidate, and if that's there, then it is of no use. So you have to go beyond submissions and see to it that your work is applied, it is become useful for everyone, all the stakeholders. We have stakeholders from different segments. So that is what is required to be done. And as we can see, for the next year also, there is a tinge of multidisciplinary approach, because it is going to stay. And in the inaugural, I have tried to differentiate between interdisciplinary and disciplinary. There is a distinction. There are many authors who are using it interchangeably, but it is not. They are not synonymous. They are different. And I have already deliberated on that, so I would not repeat it. So go for the multidisciplinary approach, because now that is what we are going to see now. We have to forget about the subject boundaries. We have to go beyond it, break those boundaries, crack those boundaries, overcome those barriers, and move ahead. And ultimately, what are we doing by conducting research? We are simply adding to knowledge. Therefore, that knowledge has to be overall. It has to be holistic in nature. So that will happen only if we go for a multidisciplinary approach, have equal respect for other disciplines, and then learn from the other disciplines and get endorsement on what we understand. That is what is important. And that also it gives us an opportunity to learn from people of other disciplines. So that is what, see, many times they say once there is literature, I have read that many times when you discuss your research topic or anything on which you are working with a layman, someone who is not familiar with your subject at all, and it has many times resulted into outstanding outcomes because it gives you good ideas, great ideas, because other person is not from the subject. He or she is innocent about that subject. So he or she asks sometimes such questions which lead you to a particular outcome, and that outcome may be outstanding. That outcome may be very much useful. So on the same line, today the understanding is multidisciplinary. That multidisciplinarity is important. That is why in our university also, people need to come forward from different disciplines and write joint projects, send them to the funding bodies, and you will see that it has a multifarious or we can say advantages. So from that point of view, yes, we need to keep on talking about multidisciplinarity. We need to keep on talking about the emerging issues, emerging challenges, in fact. What are the emerging challenges, then how to handle those challenges, how to face those challenges, and at the same time, work as team. That team work is very important. In general, traditionally also we have seen, research is not a one man's domain. It is not that one person only keeps on working and becomes an Einstein. There cannot be, we have a population of 140 crores. There cannot be 140 crore Einsteins. But then there can be great teams and they can do great work as people like Einstein have done. So today there is the time of working as teams and form teams with the experts from other disciplines also. And you would see for yourselves that you could see, can sense the superior innovations happening. And I'm sure that we should be able to do it all, irrespective of wherever one is working, whether one is working in SWV or IIM Sirmor or anywhere, that doesn't matter. But then as team, we need to work and contribute towards the society. So with these words, I wish you all the best, and I hope that all of you would come back next year and present your papers, and at the same time share your learnings, share your understanding with other people, and at the same time learn from others. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Dean, Faculty of Doctoral Studies and Research and Convener, SHODH 2022, Dr. Santosh Dhar, to propose words of thanks. Madam, please.
Thank you, Shubham. On behalf of Organizing Committee of SHODH 2022, the 6th Doctoral Conference, I extend earnest gratitude to the Chief Guest of inaugural session, Dr. Kusum Joshi, for being kind enough to accept our invitation to grace the occasion. It was a delight to listen to him, as it was insightful, marked with precision. We are thankful to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Upender Dhar, for his consistent support, encouragement, and guidance. Our gratitude to Kamal Narayanji Buradia for blessing us on the occasion through his presence. Our thanks are to Dr. P.K. Chugan, Dr. Jitendra Kumar Mishra, Dr. Rajesh Jain, the jury for Best Thesis Award for sparing their time to evaluate the thesis and be in the marathon session of presentations. We are also grateful to the chairpersons of technical sessions and jury of Best Paper Award for readily accepting our request to contribute in this academic endeavor. We are also thankful to all HOIs of the constituent institutes for being with us on this occasion. Our appreciation for all the scholar delegates from different institutes of higher learning of the country for being part of this conference and adding significantly in this journey of academic excellence. We appreciate the efforts of coordinators of all the committees and their team members, staff from administration who have facilitated us in organizing this event. On my personal behalf, I would like to put my appreciation on record for the co-convener, Dr. Pragya Jarodia, the organizing secretary. Her relentless effort, right from promotion to persuasion of the scholars, to plagiarism check, to publication, are laudable. It is quite apparent from the tangible outcomes in the form of the book and the souvenir. We are thankful to Rupali Bhartia and her team for extending technical assistance during the event. We are also thankful to allied publishers for publishing the book. Success of any event calls for commitment of many people. Some efforts are quite apparent, while some may not be visible. This virtual conference was possible because of the wholehearted effort of many such people. It is not possible to name each and every person. We thank all people who have helped us directly or indirectly in making this event a success. Once again, thank you all. Over to Shubham.
Thank you, madam. With this, we come to the end of valedictory ceremony. Now I request everyone present here to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.